Welcome back to Project Ozone 2 Kappa mode, and as you can see, well, EMC makes everything so much easier. Everything. All of the things. So yes, we've got lots of stuff going. However, I have been making up some more things. One thing I can't do yet is automate this stuff. In order to do that, we're going to have to get to something called the wand of animation. That's the only way I know of to automate this, other than some weird things, setting up something in the end, trying to shoot down the Ender Dragon and causing other problems like hardcore wither-based problems where everything becomes nuts in terms of difficulty. So yeah, we want the wand of animation, but that's a long way to get. You may think because it's the end game, it's not a long way. It is, trust me. There's lots of stuff to get done yet. In order to get there, however, I think I want to upgrade my armor from Wyvern to the top tier because we're going to need to kill the Chaos Dragon at some point, and there's no way I'm going to survive with just Wyvern armor. So I think it's time. Let's see how many awakened cores I've got. 8, that should be enough. And then I probably want to, let's just take a stack of that. 49 blocks left. So each one of those, each block of 4 is one Ender Dragon kill. So you can imagine I've been out there in the end for a little while today. And I'll have to do that again sometime as well. I've made quite a few resurrection stones to go out there with as and when I need to. However, this is just making life so much easier. Deep storage units, battle suit plates, you name it. I've been unlocking some of the quests down here at the bottom. I'm not quite sure why this keeps springing up, but I can just keep doing this. I can spin my mouse wheel and it spins freely, so it's keep on spinning right even now. But regardless, in the Avaritia line, which is the Moo line, all the way down at the bottom, we've been working our way through this. Just as a kind of, just by accident, really. We haven't really got here. But what I did do is get into Lambda. Lambda is the area that we've been going for draconic stuff. Dragon armor is the stuff we're going to work on. It doesn't recognize that I've crafted Staff of Power, and I'm not crafting another one right now. I will have to do that later if I need to. Dragon armor, however, we can. All the rest of the stuff we've actually completed, so I can go and get loot boxes for it, or at least some of the common stuff. The Chaos Core is going to have to wait, as is the Chaos Dragon and the Chaos Crystal. As I said, we need the armor upgrade first. And similarly, we can make these other things, I think. Charm of Relocation. Okay. I thought that, well, maybe it's locked behind, yeah, Flux Capacitor Wyvern, Flux Capacitor. Okay, so in order to get started, let's actually start with the armor. Draconic armor, which is pretty much technically it's the second best, but in our case, probably the best. We're going to need a bunch of stuff. We're also going to need a Draconic Energy cores, 1 for each piece, I think. 2, so that's 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to need 6 Draconic Energy cores, so let's order those up. And how much will that use up? Okay, so it's going to need 24 ingots. So we may as well just put some more in. We're going to need it. What did we say? Is it 6 or 8? One of the two, let's say 6. Yeah, 24, that's right. You can go ahead and make those for me. In the meantime, I'm just going to go and in fact, it's pretty much made them. There we go. We're going to want full stack, and we also need neutronium. Now, I haven't been leaving the server on, and I probably need to. You're going to need at least a stack of neutronium ingots. That's a lot of neutronium. At least it is until we get the wand of animation. But I do want this armor so we can progress. So I'm going to have to just grin and bear it and get everything running. So, Draconic. Let's see what we need for this. Draconic Helm. All right. That seems relatively straightforward. Let me just go and lay that out. Alright, so that's laid out now, apart from the helm itself. So I'm going to go back into my inventory, grab the Wyvern helm, and I'm going to go into my config settings. I could have done it without removing it, I suppose. But we want the item inventory. I want to take out the soulbound. The upgrades won't be kept. And I think the other thing we need as well is this. Let's put this in here, make sure I don't have any upgrades in here. Nothing installed. Good. So I'm not going to waste anything if I upgrade this and there's no you know, no problem with that. We can get the Draconic Helm. Great. Okay. It's 10 million RF. And shield capacity of 60. Okay. So we can boost that now. And because it's the top tier of things, we can upgrade it with Awaken Cores, which has a value of 4 instead of the value of 2 for the Wyvern Cores. And it has a cap of 30. So I could, if I want to, add stuff to here. I'm not going to do that just yet. But I am going to see what options I have on it. Oops, it's still in here. Let's put it on. And again, back into the config. So night vision is on. Locked night vision. Well, let's leave that on as well. And then we definitely want to make sure we go into the inventory and put Soulbound back in. Now I have a Draconic Helm, Soulbound. Great. So I'm going to do that with the rest, and then we'll come back right back. And 1 Draconic Chestplate. Crafted. One important thing about the chestplate is that it allows flight, so we can take out the Ring of Flight, put this in, and yeah, we can fly around. And of course, when we're in our base, we're constantly charging RF, so if it does use power to do that, I'm not sure if it does or not, then it's great regardless. We can then just go and take a look at the other options that it gives. Flight speed modifier, everything. Vertical acceleration, I guess. Well, let's see what that's. Effective while sprinting, lock flight off, inertial cancellation off. Okay, so that vertical acceleration doesn't seem to be too good. Maybe no, is that off? I thought that was on. 800%. Flight speed modifier. That's okay, I suppose. Doesn't seem to be too fast. Maybe I needed more upgrades. But that's fine. Let's go and craft the rest. Leggings. Draconic. And let's put those on. And let's take a look at what options we have. Same as the Wyvern ones, but move speed modifier is probably faster. I think that is a little bit faster. Reduce while walking on. So we can still walk around pretty slow, but if I double tap forward. Not sure if the YouTube frame rate is going to keep up with that. But yeah, I can walk around and it is pretty fast. Just look at the speed of this. You tend not to notice as you get more and more power-ups, but if you go back to the speed at the start of the game, oh, it's just so much different. It's so much better. And then we've got finally the boots. So let's take those off. Let's just modify those. Take out the Soulbound, and I'm going to take... let's just see. I don't think I upgraded the boots, did I? I did. A couple of Wyvern cores. Okay, that's relatively straightforward. We've got 17 spare Wyvern cores now. At least I could put them on the new armor, but we probably don't need to. And while I'm at it, let me just put the Soulbound back on this one. I'm not sure what other enchants I'm going to put on there just yet, but, you know, we'll see. Let's put this in place. So we need the boots. And that should be relatively straightforward. Let me put those in. There we go. Just the boots in the top. And the full set. Will you complete? Why won't you complete? I definitely crafted all of those. I didn't shift click them. I may have to edit that one manually later. I'm not willing to go through and create more of these. They are working, so, well, let's see what we can do. So hill step is on, reduce when walking off, jump height modifier, to be honest. 1000%, really? Let's put those in place, and let's just actually put my Soulbound back. So I have Soulbound, 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 Soulbound. Again, that seems fine, but it... oh, actually, yes, because reduce while walking's on. I can jump much higher when I'm not. So let's just head out onto the top deck. All of these aren't connected, actually, by the way. I've only connected a few. I've just been crafting them just before the start of this episode. Why are you here? If you kill the dragon too many times, it seems that they spawn in the overworld? That's so very odd. Never seen that before. Maybe just because I haven't killed the Elden Dragon that enough. But let's just see how well this actually works. Let me just run and jump. Run and jump when I'm actually on the ground. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, pretty good. I've got a full set of Draconic armor. I do want to craft the upgrades, but the upgrades are going to be so much Awakened Draconium. I mean, if each one of these has 30 spaces, you can imagine 120 of times 4 of this for the Awakened Cores. So yeah, 500 Awakened Draconium. I don't think I can do that yet, to be honest. I don't want to kill the Ender Dragon that many more times. So I'm going to keep these as is for now with some upgrades, and I'll keep on applying them. I will show you that just what I intend to upgrade when I get to the right pad. In here, let's just go to... I should be able to select my armor. We shouldn't have to take them out. Put them in here. Yeah, so I'm probably going to upgrade both of these and maybe a little bit of the RF capacity. I'm not sure if you can carry a separate battery just to, you know, back up that. So we'll see what we can do with that. But mainly, yeah, we can add the Wyvern cores back in now. But I may as well craft a few Awakened cores. How much Draconium do I have? 40 blocks, but we're going to be using a lot of that quite shortly. Let me leave it alone for now. And when we get to the Chaos Guardian or some difficult fight, I will definitely be going and upgrading that. Alright, so let's quickly take a look at the challenge we've got ahead of us now. We need the Wand of Animation to get Neutronium for days and Draconium for days. This has a bunch of stuff, Erebus stuff at the top here that I need to go and do, but that's not important because I can do that last. Demon Steel of the 11th magnitude, that is again fine because I can make 10th and 10th will make 11th. The main difficulty in here, well, first of all, there is the singularities, which we need to get from Neutronium compressor, so we need to make lots of the compressors. The rest of the stuff you've seen before or has been crafted. The main things that haven't been are Infinity Ingots and Infinity Catalyst. Each Infinity Ingot is about 11 catalysts, I think. 4, 8, yes, 11. Lots of Neutronium, lots of Crystal Matrix Ingot, but that's absolutely fine. It's only these Infinity Catalyst. So we need 45 here, plus whatever else we need for any of these other parts. I've not looked at the Neutronium compressor yet, so we'll have a look. So the Catalyst, on the other hand, this takes an awful lot of things to make. I'm going to have to make all of them. Some of them are EMC, so anything that is EMC I may have to do once. Elven Quartz, I can't. I have to throw it through the portal. A lot of this other stuff is fine. The ME cells are fine. The water essence, I've got 2 of these in farms, but not the other 2, so, you know, I can sort that out. But even so, we only need like 1 of each for each, so we need, you know, 2/3 of a stack for each of these items. Starry apples I have. I never managed to get that to work. And then all the rest are fairly fine, apart from a few items. So we need internal singularities. Yes, that needs all of the other singularities being made. So each of those needs a Neutronium compressor. Yeah. And then we also need to go back one. This top line with Dark Matter is easy. Flux Crystal is easy. Cosmic Meatballs will come to in a second. Ultimate Stew will come to in a second. And this Pearl is actually fairly straightforward now, apart from the Neutronium issue. Temperio, we've already got. Runes, well, I can't really automate those. Well, I guess maybe I can, but I certainly can't EMC them. Chansai Icosahedrons, I'll be happy to get rid of those. It's a good thing we didn't actually use them, not that I want to click those things. Gaia Spirit Ingots are actually fairly straightforward now. You can use AoE with my my power, Staff of Power. Unstable Ingot Blocks, that's not also the stable unstable ones. That means I have to go through the extended ritual. Enchanted Gravitites, Pink Slime Crystal. You get the idea. There's lots of stuff in here that I need to actually go and create. But the things that AMC'd, well, we're going to actually put them all in play. I figured out why the acceleration wasn't working. Because I had it turned on only when sprinting. So I can actually... I can move around really very, very quickly in flight mode and stop on a sixpence, so, or a dime if you're American. So yes, it's maybe a little bit too fast actually. Maybe tone that down a little bit. So let's say vertical acceleration maybe 400%, and then flight speed modifier. Well, I quite like that one. Let's see how that feels. Still quite actually quite fast. I do stop. Yeah, I do stop immediately. So I'm going to give that a try and see how it goes. So I'll start to assemble this recipe now for the Infinity Catalyst, and there's a bunch of things that we can already create. As you can see, they're starting to assemble on screen, and some things that we can't. So let's just have a look in here. Catalyst. In here, there's this top row. We need singularities. We need this internal singularity. Let's leave that one till later, shall we? We're going to need the Ultimate Stew and the Cosmic Meatballs. I think Cosmic Meatballs are going to be first because I think they're easier for us, or at least because of our particular situation. So we need raw fish, we need raw pork chops, raw chicken, raw beef, raw imp hide, raw mutton, and raw meat ingot. Let me arrange a few of those first, and a pile of neutrons. So I've got most of that laid out now. We've got all the usual kind of things that are easy to create in here. Beef, chicken, and pork chop I don't need to cover. Fish, obviously, you may have to use a fishing rod. There's a rather great version of a fishing rod in this pack. I'm not sure if you've used it before, but the MFR one, it's basically the Crocodile Dundee version of a fishing rod. You right-click it and it throws into the water the whole fishing rod, which then blows up. Kind of amusing. The raw imp hide just from imps in the nether. And then there's two more items, and this is the Cosmic Meatballs. That's an amazing name. So there's raw meat ingot and there is raw mutton. Now, if you're in a later version of Minecraft, you're probably thinking raw mutton's part of the game. Well, it's not, unfortunately, in this earlier version of Minecraft. So in order to do that, we have to craft a couple of things. They, I think, are animal traps. Are they animal traps? I've crafted a couple. Yeah, animal traps. You need to make those up. Very, very straightforward. But you also need to make veggie bait. Okay. And that's any vegetables, 3 of, shapeless, with some string. I happen to have turnips in my inventory from an earlier attempt to feed those beetles, so I just duplicated those with EMC, but carrots would do just as well. No real problems there, and we can get veggie bait really quite quickly. I think it's random chance, however, I think for these to actually give you items. Yeah, it keeps giving me chicken occasionally. Pork chop, we're gonna have to wait to see. It leaves an item up every time. We'll wait to see what it actually gives us. We do actually need mutton. It's about a 10% chance to get that, so 2 of them going. Hopefully it should serve one up fairly soon. In the meantime, let's look at the last ingredient for the Cosmic Meatballs. That being, well, mystery meat. Raw meat ingot. Yes, and it's MFR. Okay, so that comes from the meat packer. Or it comes from raw meat nuggets. Do they come from any other? No, they're just from the meat packer as well. They're from pink slime. Okay, let's go back. They come from meat. Okay, so pink slime or meat will do the job. And I think if we have a look over here, I do like this armor. It's much nicer moving around. Yeah, I have 86,000 meat. I did reactivate the breeding system, by the way, so these will be breeding as well as being shorn, and these will be sacrificed to continue filling this. However, because we've got this here, well, we may as well see if we can craft the meat packer. If I can type. Meat packer. Okay, so it needs a firewater bucket, and I think we already have some of that. See how much of this stuff we have. We don't have the bricks, but they should be straightforward. Yeah. Do we have the... Yeah, let's just see if we've got 4 of those. We do. Good. What else are we missing? Just the bucket. So let's just grab a bucket. I think I left my setup that got us Hooch and Firewater and Liquid Sunshine, which sounds like Liquid Sunshine should be a hell of a drink. Yeah, there we go. I've got the setup still set up. There we go. So there's a full output tank in each of the cases. So I think I'll leave those alone. Drop this in place, and we get a meat packer. Now let's also get a transceiver. There we go, 155 of them. You know, not running short anytime soon. I don't know if this produces sludge, but let's give this a try anyway, shall we? So let's just pop this down here and put this next to it. Set this to receive on our capacitor. And you're now running just fine. And then we just need an input. So let's grab some fluid conduit. Do I have any? It is EMCable, so I really should have some. Let's have a look. Conduit. Yeah, and a fluid conduit. I'll make lots more. Helps if I grab more than one. I'm going to need two at least. Conduit. There we go. Okay. 1, 2. Set you to auto extract. And set you to input, please. You are taking meat, and I guess we're going to need a chest of some kind for an output. So let's just grab some item conduit and a, maybe not an ender chest. Let's just try an iron chest first of all, just to make sure everything is working. Hook you up. Hopefully you are sided. There we go. And we get meat ingots. Great. So I'm not sure how much this will make if it's 1,000 to 1, but you see it's pulling in quite quickly. So let's see what that does. So the animal traps finally gave up the mutton we needed, and let's get that in place. To get 2 stacks of meat ingots, by the way, it was something like, I think, around 16,000 millibuckets. So if you like, 1 stack is 8 buckets worth of meat. And then we have cosmic meatballs. So I guess we can take some of these. I don't think I want to leave anything in this. It's quick enough to actually resurrect this. So we've got 2 stacks of cosmic meatballs. Yes, that's right. And where do they actually go in this catalyst? Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's move them across. All right, so how do I carefully breach this one? Ultimate Stew seems like pretty much an ultimate troll. This is the recipe. Okay, this is going to have to wait a few days for me to get to Ultimate Stew. This is why I said this is a bit of a longer time period, because I'm going to have to get all of these seeds and then figure out a way to craft. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to need it automatically. I could just make each of these. But yeah, we can probably do that yeah, later. I will actually go and start filling this in over the next few days. So I just wanted to introduce this recipe, and then we'll go on and do other stuff, or I'll leave the server running to get some resources built up in order to get the rest of this stuff up and running. As you can imagine, a lot of this stuff does take some time to get to. Crystallized redstone is the slowest, but we've already got 47 of those, so that's fine. I can always put some more on build. Infused diamonds, what is it? Dimensional shard ores. So we're going to have to get to RF tools, it looks like, unless we get that from our laser drill. Dimensional, nope, doesn't look like it. So we're going to have to get that via another method. And do we want to do anything else? I want to make the singularities, but at least the A2 kind of singularities. Now I think I hooked up the condenser to, yeah, here we are. Did I hook this up correctly? Doesn't look like I did it? Does it? Let's have a look. Oh, because it's still feeding you. Will you feed that way now? Oh, I need a storage. Some kind of storage container. Or do I? Is that an alternate mode? No. Yeah, I think I still do. So 64k will do fine. Craft me one, please. Shouldn't take very long. As you can see, the crafting storages are EMCable. So yeah, we don't have any problems with storage anymore. And so indeed are these 64K ME controller, ME components. So no problem there either. Yeah, so there we go, the stored energy. That's fine. We'll leave that to run for a little while, and we're going to get some singularities that way, if I remember correctly. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for this episode. It's going to be a little bit of a short one because I'm going to have to do a lot more of leaving this server online for hours, mainly because I'm going to need a lot of neutronium. And in fact, can we do it actually, before I end the episode, can we do any of the compressor? No, you see, I'm going to need so much neutronium. It's going to be something like over 2 stacks, I think, because each of these is a large plate, so they take 8. So we've got 7, 8, so that's 56, so 112, 121. If these are 3 each, then that is 2 of them, so 127. See, so yeah, 2 stacks pretty much. And then the rest, I think we can make. The impulse hopper, I can add that recipe. The Franken zombie we can automate with the zombie spawner. The what's it called? Spawn? Yeah, the powered spawner configured for zombies. We can set this to Solval. Let's get Solval 2. And let's go somewhere where I can put this down. Here. I don't have anywhere to hook this up just yet, but let's just put it here for now. I'll move this later. Don't set it to spawn, set it to capture. Supply some power, and in this case, let's just, in fact, let's set it up. Let's bring this episode to a close quite nicely. Transceiver. And we want an ender chest, which I've got 100 of them. And let's just say, put that on top, set the IO for that to be push, and the transceiver on the back, set that up, bring the power in, and now, hopefully, there we go. It's going to start progressing, and then this will turn into a Solval with a zombie inside, automatically. So I can just supply Solvals in here, or just dump a stack in, to be honest. That's no big deal. And then on the system, we can then, I think I've got, I'm not going to completely automated, but here I've got a, whoa, too fast. Too fast! Okay, so Soul Binder. Yeah, I've just got a little automated setup here where I can just input stuff and it will soul bind 2 things together. It's going to pull from our mob farm, so as soon as I switch that back on, all over here, which I'll do now, we want something that gives XP, so witches will do just fine. And I need to make sure my bedrockium drum isn't on. There we go. Otherwise, it'll just pour into this drum, and that will be useless. Oh, so over here we have this coming in. It'll automatically feed in. It doesn't need player XP now. And I can just put in Solvals. We need a Z logic. Yeah, I've made a few. Well, I EMC'd a few, I should say. And then Solval. And it'll be the obvious one, the one with 5 in there. Pop this in place. And where's the Z logics? And in they go, and they'll get pushed out into here, which is our system. So now if I want a Frank and zombie, they should get auto-crafted quite quickly. Well, quickly enough in the background. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're going to carry on next episode, probably with more stuff to do with the, ultimate stew. It's going to take a lot of effort, and the one thing you should do, if you're following along, is make more of these. The energy condensers, because a lot of the things you can just feed out of the energy condensers, and to be honest, I've got 29 of the things, but we can get a lot more now. If we have a look at how many nether stars, we're up to 230k nether stars, so if I want more of this, I can just put in those in there, do this, and turn on the nether stars, and we start getting energy condensers Mark IIs. And because each one can only make one type of item, and we can't really automate it, the only way I can see of automating this is to make a wall or a flat plane of them, and have each set to one thing, and one thing only. There we go, we're coming out on a full stack. And then block out this side mostly, aside from one stack. Leave a stack in there of nether stars, leave a stack space for whatever you want, and then have a storage bus of some kind. Or in fact, you can just leave this side blank and just have a storage bus and it'll see all of these. This side, you just fill manually whenever you feel a need to top up, or you can keep it topped up if you really want to, and it'll automatically refill. But that's going to take quite a bit of space, but I don't see any way around it right now. So lots of these, I think, are in our future, to make the various items that we need to EMC for things like the catalyst. There we go. So a few of these things we can put in those, but mainly in here, we can EMC a lot of this stuff, but there are things that we can't. So Stingberry we can't, Blightberry we can't. There's a few others in here as well. They're all berries. Raspberry we can. Skyberry we can't. There is another one as well. I think there's Mallowberry somewhere. Yeah, it's in here somewhere. I'll find it anyway. So those will have to set up with an MFR harvester. That's all fine. The rest we just have to get seeds for and grow at least one, so that we can then put it into an energy condenser. All right. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. See you next time, where we'll hopefully have a lot more of that done, get the ultimate stew ready. We've got the cosmic meatballs, and then we've got to figure out the rest of the catalyst recipe, including, well, hopefully by that time we'll have all the neutronium that we need. How much do we have left at the moment? All the neutronium we need to craft the compressor. We've got 23 ingots, and we've got nearly 3,000 of the tiny piles. Let's just compile that up, see what we actually get to. I may just put these in a compacting drawer or automatically craft them up into the ingots. I don't think we need the nuggets too much, and I think it's going to delay me for a little while. There it is. It's finished. Okay, so how many ingots is that now? 34. That's not very many. So yeah, what did I say? I needed a couple of stacks at least, and that's been a few hours running now. So I'm going to need to leave it for a lot longer. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.